Hey everyone, it's Chrissy here from the Creative Eclectic. Happy Saturday night. Sorry, Tuesday night. Oh, goodness me. Let me try that again. Hey, hope you're having a fabulous day. Obviously I am, since I can't even get the day right. That's funny. So, yeah, hope you're having a wonderful week so far and had a great weekend. I just wanted to quickly thank everybody who came on Saturday to our champagne and crafts and champagne for charity. We're still tallying up the numbers, but I know we made over $400 for the charity. I'm just not exactly sure how much. I need to check that. But it was fabulous and I appreciate everybody's support and everyone who turned up. I hope you had a great time. Okay. So tonight I've got a couple of things to do and things to tell you about. First of all, it's free shipping day, and so until midnight or 11:59 tonight, you can get free shipping on all of your orders over $65. Hi, Glenda. Lovely to see you. Thank you. I'm sure it's more than that, but I just haven't done the numbers yet. But yeah, I don't know why my phone is showing my legs and everything, but let's just see if we can adjust. Now I've zoomed in. Now it's I don't know what's going on. Anyway, all right, so the other thing I've got to do tonight is I have got to draw two of our $50 prize draws. So when my customers place a $50 order with me, or an order over $50 and over, for every $50 that they spend on that one order, they get a draw in an entry into the prize draw. And so these are, I've got 50 entries here, and there are only 50 in a prize draw, so you have at least 1 in 50 chance of winning. And then in my little box here I've got some numbers, so I'm going to draw out a number, and the person who wins gets a $50 voucher to spend with me. And obviously if they spend it this month, they can earn a bonus day coupon if they put it towards another amount. So let's just draw the first one. I've got 2 boards to draw, and I've got a third one that's in progress. So I can't see what the numbers are. I'll turn them back over. So they're all face down. Whoop. Put that one back in. I'm not looking. Put it up near the camera so I can't see. All right. So the first number is number 24. So Miss Shani has won the first one at number 24. And so she gets a $50 voucher to spend with me. So it's my little way of saying thank you. Now, if you're watching, make sure you say hello. Hi, Kay. Thanks for watching. All right, so I'm going to put that number back in so we can do a draw. And Shani said to me she didn't want to win, but she's winning one because she got on the... But if she wins on this one, I promised that I'd do a redraw. Okay. How are you, Kay? Is it warm in North Queensland there? All right, let's just pick a number. Number 16. So Inda won number 16. So Inda, I will message you or email you and let you know about your prize, and you can place an order. Now the only thing with these $50 vouchers, if they have to be used in this Stamping Up year, so by the 30th of September. Oh goodness, Kay, 15 degrees. That's very cold for you. Glenda, is it warm for you in central Queensland? On the Central Coast? All right. So let's talk about tonight's card. Now, I received this gorgeous card in the mail, and it is from Elizabeth Goss in Rockhampton, and I just loved it. And I should put a little post-it note over what she wrote inside. Yep, and then I'll show you. So, so Elizabeth made this gorgeous little card, and I just love it. So I am using this card as well. I'm casing the fold and using a different stamp set. It's a bit cold tonight, Glenda. Yeah. I spoke to my mum who's in Hervey Bay, and she said it was really cold up there too. So yes. So anyway, so thank you, Liz. And in the comments after this, I will put her Facebook page, a link to her Facebook page, because this is just the most gorgeous card, and it's just bright and happy, and it was like getting a hug in the mail, and I just love that. So I thought it was really be nice to actually send her send her some love, and I also thought it'd be nice to case her card. It's just beautiful. I think, Glenda, you might have met Liz in Rockhampton. So she's a Stamping Up demonstrator from Rockhampton. Hi, Megan. Thanks for joining us. Yes. Okay. Yes, I love these circular dies. So these are from the they are from the Spotlight on Nature, and I'll just show you. And we will do some die cutting tonight. I don't normally do die cutting on camera, but today I am. And anyway, so there's lots of dies in this. So I'm actually going to do some die cutting. And I love the Spotlight on Nature dies. I haven't, I didn't buy the bundle. I just bought the dies separately because you can do that. And if you're wanting to know where they are in the catalogue, look, I'm so organised. I've even got them marked off in the catalogue. So they are on page 69. I've had a few people place an order with me today, Megan, but I haven't personally placed an order. But I think it's a good idea, because especially if your order is over $90 and you get your bonus days coupon. All right, so let's do a little bit of die cutting first. Let's get that out of the way. That's awesome news, Megan. I'm glad you're caving and getting that bundle. So I have got my mini cut and emboss machine. So not all of the dies, but some of the dies in this and the sketch butterflies, which is the other one that I'm using tonight, fit in this machine. Delphi's doing really well today, Megan. Thank you for asking. She, someone stood, I'm not sure if they stood on her leg or on her foot as she was going up the stairs, and so she was a bit freaked out. And anyway, she was okay when we were at the market, but then as the day progressed, she got sorer. We had to lift her off the bed and lift her off the couch and carry her up the stairs. She just couldn't manage it. And but after a nice warm soak in the bath and lots of rubs on her legs and like gentle massage, she seems to be doing much better. I'm hoping this is the right size, this one. Yep, that's the right size. I'm just going to cut a second one, just in case. And, yeah, but she's doing much better. Thank you for asking, Megan. She, of course, we pampered her. And lucky, it happened as we were going home. And I just think the people behind us were just talking and didn't see her because there was lots of people. So, yeah. Yes, I know that you love Miss Delphi. She loves you too, Megan. Yeah. All right. So, that is all. I've already dry cut the other piece, but I thought I need to show you that I can actually die cut. All right, we'll move that out the way. All right, and I didn't bring my, one thing I didn't bring was upstairs was my, I thought it was, oh no, I did. Oh, I was going to say I didn't bring my stamping trimmer, but because I thought one was up here, and it is. It was just tucked away a bit. All right, so let's talk about this card that we're making. I'm going to bring in my trimmer first. Now, I seem to be all crooked, and I'm sorry about that. Because I accidentally zoomed in too much. All right, so first up, now this is just half an A4 sheet cut lengthways, so it's 10.5 centimetres wide. And we are going to score it at, now as I said, I'm using Liz's card for a inspiration. So we're going to score it at 14.9, so about halfway. Then we're going to score that piece in half. So if you don't know what that is, just fold it a little bit like that. So it's about 3 inches or 7.5 centimetres, just under 7.5. So we're going to score it there. And then we're going to move it across and make sure that we score it. So this on this side here, or we can do it the other way. We can do it this way. It might be easier for you to see. Is on the 1 1/4 line. So you've got, let's move that gunk out the way. So 1 1/4, so we're lining that fold up with 1 1/4, and we're going to score it there as well. Okay, so this might not be how Liz did it, but it's how I'm doing it. So let's just go with that. So I've got my base scored, and I'm just going to score that like that. And I think that it probably, when I look at Liz's, she's done hers a bit differently. So I probably need to move that score line over. But it's quite all right. I can trim a bit off the end if I need to. So that's what I will do. I'll trim an inch off the end so that then I know that I could have just messaged Liz and asked for directions. That probably would have been the smart thing to do, but I didn't. So yeah, so we've got an inch off the end there. All right. Then we've got, I've already die cut a piece of peach pie. Then I've cut a piece of peach pie, and this is, let me just tell you, so this is 3 1/4 inches by 10.5 centimeters. So, okay, and then I've got a piece of white as well. Now I've already done some die cutting. So this little heart here, it's with the In Colour glimmer paper, and it is cut with the Sending Love dies. Now these are part of a bundle. It was in the last year's catalogue. I think they're now sold separately, and it's this little heart here. So this is a mailbox and stuff like that. But these little hearts and the little envelopes I've used on so many other things without. I've actually haven't even assembled that stamp set. All right. Okay, so, and I've also cut and coloured a few of the sketched butterflies, and these butterflies are also from the Sketch Butterflies dies. All right, I might just pop them up. Just going to pop them on here so you can see them. And I don't know which ones I was going to use. So, but I have this big one and I think that I want to use that, but I don't know for sure. I've got a piece of white cardstock which is 10.5 centimetres wide by 9.5 long. Okay. Okay, and then I've got some pattern paper pieces as well. So this one, they're all 10 centimetres wide. And we'll talk about those shortly. So I've got one thing left to stamp, or two things. I've got my sentiment and my, I'm just going to burnish that, a sentiment and my my butterfly, my big butterfly. Okay, so to stamp my big butterfly, because I have difficulty stamping then die cutting. I can't see to line it up properly, so I use my positioning tool, and this is a Sizzix positioning tool, so I've already cut out and lined up. I've lined up my stamp, and then I've just placed this negative space of my die cut over the top so I can see where I need to pop my my piece that I've cut that I want to stamp on. That is so good, Megan. I am so glad you're down to 2 visits a week at the doctor's now. Oh, that is so good. I'm crossing everything for you. Now I'm using Papercraft ink, and you can't see. I'll move this a bit closer. So I'm just going to ink up my stamp, and then I will just stamp it. Now it should all going well, stamp almost exactly in the right place. And if I had missed some and hadn't stamped properly, I could re-ink it and stamp again. So this looks pretty close to perfect to me. It's probably a little bit too close on that side, but I'm pretty happy with that. So I'm going to quickly colour it. Now I've got my stamping blends and I'm doing, I think what they call it, is it an antologist colour scheme where it's using different shades of the same colour. So different oranges. Right, so I've got some, I'm not going to use Calypso Coral, I've got some pumpkin pie and some peach pie stamping blends. Alright, and I'm quickly going to colour my largest butterfly. So I'm just colouring the I don't know what you would call them. I think the sort of highlighted bits of the butterfly, you know, I'm doing them in the pumpkin pie first in the dark, and I'm putting some pumpkin pie along the edge there. Because I want it to be I want it to be nice and bright. Well, enjoy your dinner, Megan. We had dinner. We had a lamb roast for dinner, which I cooked for 4.5 hours. I was pretty impressed that I remembered to put it on. Okay, so now what I'm doing is I'm just dragging that dark pumpkin pie ink in from the edge, and I'm doing that on the highlighted bits as well. Yeah, I just think the pumpkin pie is nice and bright, and it's a nice contrast. It's still the same colour, still an orange, but it's a good contrast to the peach pie. So you'll notice that most of my sketch butterfly creations this month have all been using the peach pie in some way. I don't know who else is watching. I know I've got 5 people watching, but I don't know who else. I know I've got Kay, Glenda, Megan. So if you're watching, please say hello so I can say hello back. All right, so I'm going to use my dark peach pie. All right. And I'm just going round where the gaps in the butterfly wings might be, where I think it might need to be a bit darker, and along that top edge. Now, this is really rough colouring. I'm not worried about blending too much because the stamp is really detailed, and so I think that it will do most of the work for me. And you can go over the lines, the dark lines with your dark as well, your dark stamping blends. Okay, just put more dark up there. Right, then I've got my light peach pie. And and I am just going to drag that in. And I'm dragging it from the very edge. So even going over the pumpkin pie that's on the edge. Now I've gone out of the lines. Now I'm not worried about going out of the lines, but if you were worried about it, what you could do is grab a basic grey or a smoky slate and go round the edge of your butterfly. All right, I'm pretty happy with that. That's nice and quick colouring. Its body has got a bit of white on it, so one would think I would have a... so if you wanted to, you could use a Wink of Stella and colour that, but I'm not going to. All right, so now the last bit of stamping is our sentiment. Now I'm not sure if I want to put my sentiment in Peach Pie or whether I want to do it in Pebbled Path. So let's just grab the sketch butterflies. And I think that I'm just going to use the Thinking of You, because I've got a girlfriend who is going through a bit of a rough time and I want to send her something. So I'm going to stamp both of these. The first one I'll stamp in Pebble Path, and the second one I will stamp in... Oh, hi Helen, thanks for watching. Oh, Kay, you have to set up the iPad on the table and make him watch it with me. Watch me with you. He's met me. He'll be fine with that, I'm sure. Okay, so the first one is in the Peach Pie. And I'm just going to stamp that off. Now, I did the lighter colour first, so because I don't want to cross-contaminate my ink pads. Right, and then we're going to do the second one in the Pebble Path. Okay, and when we put it together we can make a decision about which one we like the best. How are you, Helen? I hope you're well. All these people having to go and have dinner with their families. All right, so let's start putting together our card. So as I said, we've got this 1 1/4 inch strip here. So we've got a 1 1 inch strip of pattern paper. Now this pattern paper, you'll find this is the in colour pattern paper, and you will find this in the annual catalogue on page, whoops, you'll find it at the 6x6 in colour designer series paper is actually on page 139. It's here, but they do have it elsewhere in the catalogue. I'm just not sure where. I did have a marker on it, but it disappeared somewhere. No, I don't know where it is. I'll put it in the comments. Okay. All right, so I've got my little silicone craft mat. Now I find this really good if you don't want to get your if you don't want to get your scratch paper all messy. Yes, last week I didn't have a Facebook Live, Helen. I try and do it every week, but sometimes circumstances don't allow. So I think it was last week I didn't have one. I don't remember. The weeks run into one another. Yeah. So I'm just going to put my first bit of pattern paper on. Okay. So that goes there. Then what we're going to do is we're going to put this piece of white on the inside. Now, I think that it needs to be a bit shorter. So I'm just going to cut it down to 10 centimetres wide rather than 10.5. Just because I didn't cut it right in the first place. All right. And I'm lining it up so it's right against the margin or fold. Okay. I like to eat before when it gets dark, Helen. So in summer that's a bit of an issue, but in winter it's nice. I can eat early and go to bed early. I was in bed really early last night. I have no clue why. It was cold and I was tired, and so I just went to bed early. So I've got that piece there. Right, then we've got this little strip here, which is again 10.5 centimetres, and it's just going to overlap. Now, Liz, if you're watching this, I'm sorry if I'm not doing it the way that you did it. I'm doing my own take, but yours is the inspiration. And I just loved getting your card in the mail. It came on a day that it wasn't an easy day. Isn't that funny how that happens? That when it's not an easy day, you get a card in the mail or you get a phone call from someone, and it just brightens your whole world, doesn't it? Okay, so next thing is we're going to put some glue along here. I'm going to glue this down. Now I'm not putting it close to the edge, like to the fold. I'm keeping it away from the fold a little bit because I don't want it to ooze out, and that's why I'm using my flat end of my multi-purpose glue to just spread the glue nice and flat. Okay, use my bone folder and press that down, and I'll press these bits down too. Just make sure they're nicely adhered. All right, so you've got that, and it's going to open like that. Okay, I don't know why I've got all this glue everywhere. Luckily, I've got a soft white eraser, and that just takes the glue off. Look at that, it's all gone. All right, so next bit, we're going to do our front bit. So I've got this piece here, and the pattern paper is 1/4 inch shorter. Hey Fiona, how are you? I hope you're well. Sorry you didn't win the raffle on Saturday, but poor Janice, who had booked her ticket at the Crafts and Champagne on Saturday, she won the main prize, and but the poor thing, she had gotten sick, and so she couldn't make it. So it was nice for us to be able to make her day, and that she didn't feel like she'd missed out. So, all right. So now what we're going to do, just in case you joined us late, oh hi Glenda S. Happy holidays. In case I'm using this card from Liz in Rockhampton as inspiration. This arrived in the mail and it's just beautiful. She used the Unbound Beauty pattern paper, and so I'm using the same dies and the same fold. I'm just using a different in colour and different pattern paper. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just grab my bone folder and just make sure that that is really nice and crisp. Okay, and I'll grab my multi-purpose glue, and we don't want any gluggy bits near the end or near the edges. We want it to be completely covered without any bits that are going to ooze out. Okay, because if it oozes out, it's just going to make a mess. If you want to have lumpy bits there, they can be, push them towards the center. Okay, so we're going to put these 2 layers on here. Okay, and so then we've got, did I do that wrong? No, I didn't. We've got our card fold. Now you're going to need to wait until the glue dries, and don't try and turn it up the other way if you've put it on wrong, because you're just going to get glue everywhere. I went to do that and then I thought, well, that's a bit dumb. I'm just going to get my bone folder and just rub that so it's nice and secure. Okay, so that's our fold section of the card done. Oh, you're in Rolleston, Glenda. Oh, I hope it's not too cold. I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's freezing. All right, so now we're going to see which of the sentiments we like. Do we like the peach pie, or do we like the pebble path? I think the pebble path is a nice contrast, but you tell me in the comments what you like better. So pebble path or peach pie. You like the peach pie? Oh, they're both PPs, Glenda. Fiona likes pebble pie. Oh, thank you, Glenda. Thank you. They're both the initials of PP. I think that I agree with you that the pebble path shows up much better. Definitely. All right. Oh, hi, Leah. Lovely to see you. Oh, Glenda, you had a heat wave. All right. So I don't know exactly how I'm going to decorate it. So I think that I want to put a butterfly up there. And I think I want to put this butterfly over that side. Yep. Okay. Okay, so unanimous decision, it's going to be pebble path. Okay, I am glad that you went with that. So I'm going to put some adhesive on half of my, only on one half, because the other half I don't want to stick down. And I've got way too much adhesive on there. So I'm just going to press it on my little silicone craft mat to get rid of some of the adhesive so it doesn't ooze out. And then line it up on my front of my card. So it's still going to open up like that. Okay. Now, Liz didn't put hers on dimensional. Oh yes, she did put hers on dimensionals. So we've got some dimensionals here. So let's put a few dimensionals on here. Put my little dish to put my rubbish in. Excuse my nails tonight. I tried to do my own nail polish, and because I'm trying to give them a break from having acrylic nails, and yeah, I'm not good at doing my own nail polish. All right, so we're going to pop this on. We've got dimensionals on here, and see, you could do it on an angle. I'm just going to do it as straight as I can. So really I want to make sure that that ob is straight. Oh, my neighbour's dogs are having a little chat over the fence at the moment. I know it's not Telfie because she's on the lounge recovering. All right. Then I'm going to put my butterfly on. And I'm going to put it on with dimensionals on one wing and a bit of glue on the other, just so it looks like it's flying on an angle really. And I'm making sure that I'm keeping it inside this here in case I need it to, so it doesn't get damaged when you're opening it. Okay. So Leah, how are you today? Are you well? Okay, I've got my take my pick tool. I'm going to pick up this, or try to anyway. Oh, nearly out of putty. Here's my other one. Pick up my little heart that I had cut out. I'm going to dip it in my glue. And we're going to pop that on here. Okay. I'm going to pop this little butterfly. What I should have done is I should have put the butterfly there. Let's see if I can gently lift that off. See, I have made this before, so it doesn't matter that I've ripped it because I'll be covering it with this butterfly. Ah, that's better. I'm going to put dimensionals under that butterfly. Because we don't want it too similar. We're using it as an inspiration. It's not a copy. Now, I don't need that dimensional up there because it's not doing anything. I need to move it down a bit. There we go, that's better. Now I've got try my little heart again. I think my little heart would be much better down here. That's better. I like that. All right. I'm so glad you're going well. That's good. All right. So what else? Do we need any other? I've got some butterflies. I think we can do a butterfly on, I think we'll just do it on the inside. Just on the inside here. So when it's closed, it's going to be covered up, but when it's open, you'll see it. And we're going to stick this down with glue. Hi, Lynette. I hope you're well. Okay. So for those who joined late, I did two $50 prize draws for my customers who have this stamping year spent more than $50. I've got a third board in progress, which is nearly full. So the winners of that was Shani and Indra. So thank you both for ordering with me. And so let's just push that down a bit. Now I think it needs some bling, and we're going to keep with this sort of monotone colour scheme. I'm glad you're well, Lynette. That's really good. Oh, and I do have my Wink of Stella. So remember I talked about that we could colour that. I'm going to colour that. So just grab my Pebble Path and put a bit of ink on my block, right? Just on the corner. And then I can just get a bit of Wink of Stella. Just colour it. So that it's not as white, and I'll do the same for that one. All right. There we go. And just wipe your Wink of Stella off like that. Well, if you can't see it, just wipe it off like that until the colour comes off. All right. So we can then put, now it's clean, yeah. We can then just go over the butterflies in Wink of Stella, the plain Wink of Stella, to add a bit of sparkle. Now I could have done my butterflies, added a bit of blue in or something like that, but I just thought I'll stick with the peach pie theme for this month. Just about everything that I created this month has got peach pie in it, except for my Christmas cards. And I'm really looking forward to Christmas in July on Saturday. That'll be really good. I can't show you the project yet because I want it to be a surprise for those who attend. But I can tell you it's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. All right, so these are the In Colour shimmer dots. I don't know if you can see them. And so I'm just going to put 3 of those on my project. I might put them on just on here. Now they come in 2 sizes, but I've used all the little peach pie ones, so we're just using big ones. And I'm just going to pop this one over here. So that is my case of Liz Goss's card. So this is my card using the In Colour DSP. And this is Liz's card using the Unbound Beauty. So, and as I said, mine's a little bit different. I didn't follow Liz's instructions to the T. Like I've folded it, like if you look on the inside, you'll see I've cut a bit off Liz has got her fold in a slightly different place. But that's all right. It still came up looking about the same. And it looks like here, Liz used a big piece of white, whereas I only used a smaller piece. But I think it's a really cute card, and I really thank Liz for the inspiration. And I think tonight might be the last of our Sketch Butterflies expose. Now, just a reminder, if you buy the Sketch Butterflies bundle from me this month, you will get 4 free tutorials using the Sketch Butterflies stamp set and bundle. So that's something to look out for. And don't forget, it's bonus days until the 31st of July, and today is a free shipping day, so don't miss out on your free shipping day. Thank you, Glenda and Lynette. I really appreciate that. I actually really struggle with using peach pie, so using it all this month has been a bit of a challenge for me, but I'm glad that I have done it, and that is not going to be like some of the other colours from previous years where I don't use them at all. So I just wanted to make sure that I used it. So that's it from me. Shani and Indra, I'll be contacting you about your $50 vouchers. And until next time, happy creating and bye for now.